Just because it's the bye week doesn't mean you can't get smarter. We got to make sure we're dialed in on Florida State football, and we've got lead football analyst Dominic Robinson here today on Warchant TV to talk about Tommy Castellanos, the thrower. Tommy Castellanos, the third down threat in the Gus Malzahn offense. Dominic, I'm excited to see this breakdown because I think we're going to learn a little bit more about Tommy's hidden characteristics and then also potentially maybe some things that Gus Malzahn may break out later down the line. Can't wait to see what you have for us here.
Yeah, I think, the thing that I've talked about in the past is, when you want to find out about somebody, whether I'm looking at a defensive coordinator, a specific defensive scheme, offensive coordinator, a quarterback, even just wideouts, I think the best time to figure out a guy's personality and sort of what his max traits are, I watched third down. And so I pulled up, 5 third down plays in the Alabama game that I think, can hint at, who Tommy is as a thrower, as a quarterback, and sort of where and what Gus is going to be thinking here down the road. So like I've said now 3 or 4 different times, Gus is playing the hits here. This is the first third down of the game. They go fake check with me. They show like they're going to, check, get a new play right here. Everybody's looking at the sideline. And then all of a sudden, the ball snapped. They take off. Up top here, you can see this was the hold that gets called up here on Deuce as Damani Jackson, who was one of Deuce's teammates at USC.
Oh wow!
His freshman year is playing for Alabama, wearing number 1, and Damani gets a hold of Deuce there, grabs him. And but the thing that you want to show one again is Gus playing the hits with the fake check with me, with something that he's been doing for a long time. And then Javen down here in the slot, doing a really good job of stepping on this defender's toes and going by him. Right here, he's right here in position. He's going to go by this guy with the middle safety here. So here's Tommy making a great decision. You can see he likes this side. He actually sees the hold. He's holding this safety here, and then he's going to go back to the to Boggs here in the slot and really make a nice throw on this ball. And they end up he ends up dropping it, but we get the call here on the defensive hold. But moving the safety, that ball is absolutely roped. What are we looking at? So from the 30, so we're looking at 20, there's 30, 40. That's 44 yards downfield on a line in a great spot. 15 almost makes a great play right here, actually. He actually caught that ball, and then the DB punches it out. You can see it here on the tight. There's the fake check with me, holding the safety, coming backside, throwing a rope, and then it gets punched out. All right, but let you know, hey, man, there's some confidence. That is a rope by the thrower. Really good call, funky call by Gus, and everything's there that you want there. All right, ends up getting the first down. Okay, this next one here is a 3rd and 11. This was probably the loudest play in Tallahassee in a long time. You see again Gus playing the hits. He loves to go and empty, and this is actually a Norvell thing too. Coach Norvell loves empty sets. They showed empty a lot in this game. They get out of empty just to try to see this. This gives you an indicator of kind of what the defense is doing. You notice, the movement with the defense, the 2 high safety shell. Okay, now that this gives the quarterback an identifier. He sees rotation, that safety rotating to the middle, and you can see Squirrel's in incredible speed down here at the bottom as he just runs right by this corner. Great ball, and man, crowd erupting. Again, just looking at the protection, looking at his eyes, scanning. So right now he's changing the protection. He's letting these guys know who's blocking who. scanning the field. He knows the safeties. You can see, watch his eyes. He's watching that safety here to his left. Sees the safety down. Now he knows he's going to take the go, and you can't throw a ball much better than where he puts that ball. You'd obviously love for this guy to score, to be able to stay on his feet, but it's a big-time play right there by Tommy and Squirrel. So here's a third down a little bit later in the game, second quarter. We're going to play the hits here, all right? We're going to play the hits. We can remember last year a concept that looked a little like this with this back going here, the old mesh rail. All right, so you're going to get the mesh rail right here. They started out in empty, and then they motioned. They brought the back into the backfield. And again, just watching Tommy scan and make really good decision here with the football. Okay, so here's your mesh. We got 0 and 15 on the mesh, and on 3rd and 5. So both backers do a good job staying down and playing the mesh. So you have your what we call the OTB, over the ball route. All right. So again, shift back to empty. You're going to get OTB by Randy. You're going to get mesh here by Deuce. I don't know why that turned skinny all of a sudden.
It's because he didn't get the ball.
15 here. And then your rail from your back. So you can see the first read on this is always going to be your rail. All right. So you're going to see he's going to check the rail first. They do a good job. All right. So number 4 does a good job, buzzes out. 15, that's working back to the field. That's taken. Okay. Then you check Deuce right here on the mesh, the top side of the mesh. That backer takes that. So OTB right over the ball. And you can see Tommy's in time. Everything here is just so clean. The read is clean. It's rail, mesh, OTB, ball, and then even ball placement, giving Randy a chance to protect himself, turn. He could even maybe tuck, turn, and stay up here and maybe break a tackle and get some yards after catch. But look at that ball. I mean, that's the operation on that is really good. And I mean, and most quarterback guys would tell you the footwork here isn't great, the way that he's stepping here to the left, but this shows you his arm talent. Like, look at that. I mean, there is some zip on that ball, and that is not, what it should look like from a mechanic standpoint, just with the lower half. But that shows you how strong of an arm he has. That's a hose right there. This was a big one, I thought. I was pretty upset when this one happened. Okay, we get a little shallow with a curl route by your number 3 receiver. Again, Gus showing he's comfortable with Tommy making protections and taking care of the football in empty. What he really wanted, I think, was the hitch down here at the bottom of the screen. So you can watch, as he's reading right here, his eyes are down here to the left. He's trying to get this hitch, doesn't like it, doesn't feel like he can get it because the backer's buzzing out, which I really appreciate. Now, he probably could have gone to that ball to the shallow right here to Randy. He doesn't, but this is not a bad decision or a bad throw. And the wideout will tell you he should have caught this. And at the time, this was dad coach being pretty upset because this is a big time play. We like to make plays on 3rd down. Got to help your quarterback out. And again, just giving him a throw that allows him to go down and protect himself. It's a long way to go for a 6'6", wideout, but sometimes you got to do it. And the quarterback, again, taking care of the ball, putting it in position where only us or nobody's going to make that play. And so you got to go down and make this one. Okay? We didn't catch that one, didn't secure that one. And that was a 3rd and 4 from the 14 or from the 27, actually. But again, you can see Tommy's working. You can see his eyes and his feet. This was something when we did the breakdown of Tommy. If you go back and watch that this was something that I talked about that I saw a lot at Boston College was you can see him scan the field. He's not a one read and throw guy, which is, again, what typical option quarterbacks would be. We only give him one option, and if it's a high-low somewhere, then he's either throwing the high or low, and then he's running. He's not doing that. You know, he's not doing that. You can see him scanning the field, and boom, you know, that ball should be caught. All right, that's a catchable ball on a big time down. We got to finish that one.
You're right. The previous play, it looked like he was moving from a small geographical area, Dominic, because the mesh is in one spot, the over the ball route's right behind it, so his head doesn't have to whip around a whole lot. But on that third down, he's covering the whole field with his head.
Exactly, and that's such a great sign to see. And then you know, this is the final play that I want to talk about. You know, this was a 3rd and 5 also. Again, Gus is going to play the hits. We're just going to run a nice mesh again. This time, Bama decides to bring, you know, here's gonna come your rail, which we saw plenty of rail last year. And Bama's going to try and bring pressure with it. Tommy sees that, spots that. He understands that he is unprotected to that side. Okay, because you can see the line is sliding left. He knows that they can handle those 5. They cannot handle the 6, but he can handle the 6. He's athlete enough to do it. And again, this will give you confidence as an offensive coordinator to later call another pass play on 3rd and 5. Because even if we aren't in the right protection, even if somewhere there is a protection breakdown, I have a guy back here that's going to make a play for us. And this is where, again, when I saw that they picked up Gus and then they picked up Tommy, I knew right away it was a match made in heaven, because when you watch Gus's offenses, this was a big part of it, was guys back there that are able to extend plays, and not just in the designed run game, but taking shots and being able to, you know, escape pressure when he needs to. And then we pick up a, you know, extra 15 right here, because Dominic gives a little extra love, and then Deuce gives him a little extra love.
Is Dad Coach happy to see that, I would imagine?
Yeah, for sure. Because honestly, I'll tell you, a year or two ago, we probably wouldn't have got that from Zero. He would have been worried of getting a flag on his own. But you got to take care of your quarterback right there. You got to make sure that guy knows that he can't do that. So yeah, man, that's that. There it is. You know, Tommy on 3rd down in a big spot. I mean, right out the gate. You know, 3rd and 5. You know, they go check with me, or fake check with me, and you know, get a big first down on the pass interference there. But even if they didn't, he's dropping dimes. The guy's a player. It's not, none of this is really a surprise to me in terms of, you know, again, if you go back and watch the breakdown, what he's doing is almost exactly what he did at Boston College. He just has better guys around him for you.
The last question I'm going to ask you here is, I know you know Gus's fingerprints. As you said this before, it's one of the most distinctive fingerprints in all of offensive football.
Yeah.
But you're a defensive coordinator by trade this year. You've been both, but you're a defensive coordinator by trade. Let's just say that you only saw Alabama and you saw East Texas A&M.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for Tommy, and what are some things that maybe we should be watching for as to what the defensive coordinators at Florida State's going to see on the schedule? Virginia and Miami might bring to the table to try to trip up what has been incredibly impressive offensive film.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest. Nothing drives DC's more crazy, or I guess I'll just speak for myself, than quarterback run game. That's what would keep me up at night. That's what I would be preparing for, and that's what I would be trying to stop. It's just too easy when the ball doesn't have to exchange hands, when the guy that you snap the ball with is also the guy that's getting the explosive play, and you don't need, you know, the ball doesn't have to travel in the air or be handed to another person to carry it. Those plays are, you know, again, they're very safe, you know, plays in terms of, you know, turning the ball over. So I want to make him put it in the air. Of course, I've got a vested interest in that, in him doing that.
Sure.
And so I'm going to ask all the DCs, continue to play one-on-one coverage. That's the best way to stop Tommy, is just give singles to whoever's playing wide out in the garnet and gold, And that's the best way to stop them is load the box. Let's put 8, 9 in the box, 10 in the box. Hell, put 11 in the box. But let's stop the guy from running the football.
If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to throw us a thumbs up at the bottom of the screen. Subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. He's Dominic Robinson, our senior football analyst here at warchant.com. And this is one in a long series of breakdowns. Be sure to check out the playlist. If this is your first and you're saying, where can I get more of this? We have a playlist on our channel, Warchant TV, of all of Dominic's breakdowns ever that he's ever done, all 22s. It's a great way to catch up on a bye week. And frankly, who am I kidding, on Kent State week about what Florida State is with Tony White, Gus Malzahn, Tommy Castellanos. More to come with Dominic Robinson down the line. D-Rob, I really appreciate you making the time. Good luck keeping that shutout streak going in Arizona right now.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow night. Well, I got freshman game tonight. I'm running the freshman program too now, and they got to keep the shutout. So we've had 4 games in all 4 levels, or all 3 levels. We've got 4 shutouts.
Wow.
Yeah, it's freshman shutout, JV shutout, and 2 varsity shutouts. So we're going for a freshman shutout tonight, and then a varsity shutout hopefully tomorrow. We're playing on Thursday this week. So yeah, man. Hopefully we can keep it going.
Contract extension and raise in the mail for Coach Dominic Robinson.
Yes, sir. I need it. I need 2 t-shirts. I got 1 t-shirt, 1 Pinnacle t-shirt. Now I need 2. I need 2 for my next season.
Help him out. Hit the like for Dominic to get that second t-shirt. We'll talk to you everybody next time right here on Warchant TV.